watch them grow, and you start to think you did a good job, and then one night, you look away.
Stop right there! Don't resist! Do not resist!
Let's get an army of blue up in Harlem.
The story of When They See Us continues to echo with a powerful emotional weight long after its initial burst of global attention. The series remains one of the most deeply discussed portrayals of real-life injustice, a project that didn't just tell a story, but opened an intense conversation about how easily truth can be distorted when fear, pressure, and public opinion collide. As people revisit the series, they continue to highlight how each moment feels painfully human, how every frame tries to capture the overwhelming reality faced by the teenagers whose lives were pushed into chaos. Viewers often speak about how the series still sparks debates in classrooms, social media discussions, and personal conversations, proving that the impact of its message hasn't faded even years later. Many fans describe it as a work that doesn't settle for entertainment alone, but strives to confront audiences with questions about fairness, responsibility, and the long-lasting scars that come from a broken system. One of the most widely discussed elements remains the powerful performances delivered by the cast. People frequently mention how the actors portraying the boys captured the confusion, fear, and innocence of kids trapped in circumstances far bigger than themselves. Even now, viewers who watch the series for the first time express shock at how effectively the younger cast and the adult cast connect the journey between who the boys were and who they were forced to become. Their emotional range, especially in scenes of interrogation, family struggle, and personal breakdown, is often praised as some of the most raw and honest acting in recent memory. Conversations continue about how the cast members received recognition for their roles, being celebrated for their bravery in taking on a story so heavy and emotionally demanding. The transformation shown on screen became a key part of the series' legacy, influencing how upcoming actors approach roles based on real individuals who endured traumatic experiences. Beyond performances, many people continue discussing the behind-the-scenes dedication that shaped the authenticity of the project. The creative team approached the story with the intention of reflecting the emotional truth of real events rather than simply recreating them. They explored how fear intensifies under pressure, how families break under emotional strain, and how communities react when truth becomes tangled with public expectations. Fans continue to appreciate how the production uses careful lighting, pacing, and close-up shots to amplify the claustrophobic tension around each character. In particular, the emotional rhythm of the final episode is often highlighted, as it shows the long aftermath of trauma, the quiet moments of personal loss, and the attempt to rebuild a shattered identity. Each episode still sparks deep reactions as the series intentionally slows down at critical points to let viewers sit with the pain, confusion, and gradual hope. The cultural impact of the series forms a huge part of the ongoing conversation. People still refer to how the show encouraged new viewers, especially younger audiences, to understand the weight of wrongful convictions and the power imbalance within interrogations. Many discussions focus on the continuing relevance of the themes presented, the vulnerability of youth, the consequences of public assumptions, and the long-term damage caused by rushed judgments. Fans often mention how watching the show changed their perception of justice, persuading them to question narratives rather than accept them at face value. Some viewers describe the series as a wake-up call that inspired them to read, talk, and learn more about real cases where individuals were silenced or misrepresented. The ripple effect of the show can still be felt today, as it remains a reference point in conversations about truth, reform, and empathy. Another element that remains deeply admired is the emotional writing. Many reflect on how the dialogues feel natural, heartbreaking, and human. The script avoids unnecessary exaggerations and focuses instead on capturing the quiet pain of parents struggling to protect their children, the confusion of teenagers who don't fully understand the consequences of what is happening, and the cold mechanical nature of a system that prioritizes quick closure over careful truth. Viewers often recall specific lines or confrontations that stayed with them long after watching, especially scenes that highlight how easily innocence can be overshadowed by assumptions. The writing also does a powerful job balancing despair with resilience, showing not only the suffering but also the strength that emerges when people refuse to be defined by lies or unjust decisions. As fans revisit the show over time, many continue to share how different episodes affect them in different ways. Some say the interrogations remain the most difficult to watch, as they show how fear and confusion can break someone who doesn't fully understand what's happening. Others feel that the emotional weight hits hardest in later episodes, where the long-term consequences begin to unfold and the characters grapple with lost youth, broken trust, and fading hope. The final arcs often leave viewers silent, reflecting on how time cannot erase what was taken from them. Each rewatch brings new emotional insights, making the series feel alive even years after its release. There is also consistent discussion about how the series shifted public understanding of the individuals at the center of the story. Before the series, many people only knew fragments, opinions, or headlines. But the show's portrayal helped humanize them, showing their relationships, dreams, fears, and everyday struggles. For many viewers, this was the first time they felt they truly met them, not as a case, but as real people. The emotional connection created by the series sparked widespread empathy, inspiring many to express support, admiration, and respect for the strength shown by the individuals involved. Even today, social media continues to echo with appreciation for how bravely their story was brought to the screen. Another major point of reflection involves the long-term emotional scars shown throughout the later parts of the story. Many viewers discuss how the series explores the painful reality that even after truth is acknowledged, the damage cannot fully be undone. The characters face challenges in relationships, work, mental health, and self-identity. Their attempts to rebuild life are portrayed with honesty, showing that healing is not linear and recovery requires time, patience, and understanding. These depictions continue to resonate with audiences who feel that the series captures not only the dramatic moments, but also the quieter, lifelong impacts of trauma and injustice. Many people still highlight the symbolic scenes woven throughout the series. Whether it's a moment of silence before a major decision, a lingering shot representing loss, or a conversation that subtly reveals fear, each scene carries meaning that viewers continue to interpret and discuss. The symbolism enriches the storytelling, giving audiences layers to unpack even after multiple viewings. Fans often share how these symbolic moments stay with them, adding depth to the emotional experience and providing new perspectives each time they rewatch. Discussions also continue about the emotional score and sound design. The series uses music not just as background, but as an emotional signal, elevating moments of tension, heartbreak, and hope. Many viewers recall how certain tracks made scenes even harder to watch, amplifying the weight of the narrative. The careful combination of silence and sound adds power to moments where words are not enough, allowing emotions to take center stage. As time passes, fans continue to reflect on how When They See Us stands as an important piece of storytelling that challenges viewers to confront uncomfortable truths. Its relevance has not diminished as people continue to draw parallels between its themes and ongoing discussions about fairness, accountability, and the need for compassionate systems. Many consider the series a reminder that stories like this must continue to be told, not just for entertainment, but for awareness and understanding. Long after its release, the discussions surrounding the series remain alive because the story is not simply about the past, it shines a light on issues that still require attention. Fans frequently talk about how the project opened new doors for conversations about humanity, dignity, and the urgent need to question narratives that shape public opinion. It continues to inspire creators, educators, activists, and ordinary viewers to reflect on how stories can drive awareness and empathy. Even today, people share how watching the series was an emotional journey that changed the way they understand the world. Some say it made them more patient, more aware, and more willing to listen before forming judgments. Others express gratitude for the courage behind telling the story, acknowledging the emotional strength required to revisit such painful memories. Over time, the series has become more than just a traumatization. It has transformed into a symbol of truth, resilience, and the power of storytelling. As viewers continue to revisit and discuss the project, new generations are discovering it for the first time, experiencing the same emotional shock and reflection that earlier audiences felt. Each new viewer adds to the ongoing conversation, keeping the story alive, relevant, and powerful. The series remains a reminder of how important it is to look deeper, care more, and understand the human cost behind every headline. Through its emotional storytelling, unforgettable performances, and honest portrayal of struggle and resilience, When They See Us remains a work that continues to move hearts, spark discussions, and inspire awareness around the world.